Okay, this is another function set of questions from the November 19 final exam. And it's very similar to the 2018 one we did. It starts off like this. You get three functions. It could be a line, it could be a parabola, it could be a hyperbola, it could be exponential. Well, this one, the first question, you have to look at it and go, hey, that's a line because x is just by itself here. It has no powers. It's not underneath anything. It's not raised to a power. So that's a line. It's a linear equation. Now, the next thing we do is we find the y-intercept. Let x equal 0. Well, if x is 0, 2 times 0 is 0. Y is minus 4. So 0 and minus 4 is the y-intercept. The next thing we do with functions is we let y equal 0, and then we solve the equation. Let y equal 0. Add 4, you get 2x equals 4. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 2. X equals 2. So we've got the x-intercept. We've got the y-intercept of minus 4, so 0 and 2. X-intercept of minus 4. That's enough to sketch this graph. So you just do that. You make sure that you label the minus 4 right here, and you make that point. I cheated a little bit here because I have a nice GeoGebra function that makes these beautiful graphs. And x is 2, y is minus 4. Connect the points, label the line, make sure you label the x and y axis, and you got yourself 3 marks. Sometimes it's 4 marks, but anyways, was 3 marks this time. I mean, these equations can sometimes be 4 marks, so make sure you label everything and do everything right. Well, let's look at the next question. You look at it and you go, ooh, x is being put to a second power. That's called a quadratic equation. And quadratic equations form these special curves called parabolas. And when you look at the water in a fountain, that's a parabola. When you throw something up in the air, it makes a parabola. Even a bridge that's a suspension bridge can be, the forces cause the lines to be a parabola. Anyways, you let x equal 0 in this parabola and you get the y-intercept. 0 times 0 times 2 is 0. Y equals minus 8 is the y-intercept. Then you let y equal 0. Now here, the clever thing to do is, it'd be better if I could do something to all these things or factor out a 2. It's actually nice to divide everything by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is minus 4. Now I've turned this into an easy problem. I put 2 brackets, and I go x times x is x squared. This is a difference of squared, so it's minus 2 and plus 2. And my 2 answers are x equals 2 or minus 2. That's all we need to sketch this nice parabola, and that's what we do. We go on the y line and we go to minus 8, and we put a point there right by minus 8, like that. And then we go to the x axis and we put a 2. 2 in the x direction, 0 in the y. Minus 2 in the x direction and 0 in the y. Then you connect the points. You've got yourself a nice sketch of a parabola, and you just make sure you label the equation too to finish it. Okay, well, there's that question done. And the next question of this video that we're going to do is this one. Y equals 3 to the x power. When you see x to an x power, that's called an exponential equation. It's called an exponential equation. And exponential equations, they start off kind of flat and then they take off. Or they can start off flat and take down. But that's the way they work. 3 to the x minus 3. They all have a kind of a line that they take off from. It's like the airport of a plane taking off. And y equals minus 3 is called the asymptote. It's whatever this number here is added on. Wow, that's so easy to graph and so easy to do. You've got 1 mark already. Y equals minus 3. Another easy thing is to let x equal 0. Go 3 to the 0 minus 3. Do it in your calculator. That's 1 minus 3. Y equals negative 2 is the y-intercept. So it takes off and goes flying up from this airport, this flat horizontal line of y equals minus 3. The next thing we do is we let y equal 0. And then we got to solve this equation. We've got to add 3 to both sides. And then go, oh, 3 to the 1 equals x, 3 to the x. So x must be equal to 1. Well, now we've got all the stuff we need to graph this exponential equation. We've got the y-intercept of -2, and there it is. We'll put a -2 there. Make sure you label that -2. You've got an x-intercept of 1. I cheated and got a computer to do it really nice. But the thing that's real important, actually, is to write in this axis of symmetry rate, not axis of symmetry. They don't have an axis of symmetry. To write in what's called the asymptote, y equals -3. So important. That's the airport that it takes off from. That's the airport that it takes off from. Y equals -3. Now you've got the whole thing done. The y-intercept, the x-intercept, this asymptote. And you just need this basic shape. It doesn't have to be perfect like the computer can do. It just has to be a neat, rough sketch. Little arrows on the end with the x and y axis labeled, all that stuff. Okay, well, that's the first 3 questions. I hope that helped. I hope it helped.